Big news, not necessarily good news. It's good news for Diddy. The verdict is in for the Diddy trial. It is now concluded, and he has been found not guilty of the most severe charges against him. And something about this just seems fishy to me because obviously the federal government is not going to prosecute somebody if they don't think that they can definitely convict. They have, what, 95% conviction rate, and he has only been found guilty on 2 counts, and they are the least serious ones. They are transportation for the purpose of prostitution, aka the Mann Act, but he has been acquitted of charges of racketeering, sex trafficking of Cassie, and sex trafficking of Jane, who is an anonymous accuser.
He faces up to 20 years in prison. I guess 2 years, 2 sentences of 10 years in prison is the max for each. I mean, my guess is with lawyers as good as his, they would, at the most, they would say you can serve them concurrently, and then you'll be out with good behavior in like 30 days and a bucket of pickup sticks.
I just wonder why they would bring this case if they didn't know it was locked down. If they didn't know they had indisputable evidence for every single claim, why would they do it?
I don't know. Like, I can't think of why it would even have been brought to trial in that case, unless there was like a prosecutor that just really hated him and was like, you know what,
Well, you said the prosecutor was James Comey's daughter?
I think I saw somebody say that the prosecutor was James Comey's daughter. Somebody can fact check me on that one.
It was
something I read earlier. I'm not sure if that's true.
Well, obviously, you know, Diddy, he's an upstanding man, a man of faith, and he was leading his family in prayer prior to the verdict in court. And as soon as it was read out loud, he turned around to his family and he said, "I'm coming home."
I've actually got
Diddy's home.
A drawing of it here.
Yep. Yeah, it's really evocative.
Look, I just watched this whole video about like Bob Ross and how his legacy was stolen from him by this family, but they needed to hire somebody more on Bob Ross's level to do these pictures.
Well, the point of them is that they're not that great, but now the reactions are pouring in, and of course 50 Cent had something to say. He commented on Instagram, "Diddy beat the feds, that boy a bad man. Beat the Rico, he the gay John Gotti."
I like this one of Sean Diddy Combs' jury selection for trial, and it's just all different versions of 50 Cent.
He also said, "Donald doesn't take well to disrespect and doesn't forget who chooses to go against him while working tirelessly to make America great again. There is no room for distraction. He would consider pardoning anyone who was being mistreated, not Puffy Daddy."
What's weird is, like, I still remember in 2020 before the election when he, like, said he was going to vote for Trump and then, like, recanted.
You mean 50 Cent?
50 Cent.
Yeah.
And he recanted because of the public outcry.
But he did vote last year.
Well,
he voted for Trump last year.
It just shows you how much has changed since 2016.
Right, yeah. But 50 Cent is Diddy's biggest op.
Yes.
And I'm sure he's enriched himself off of this whole trial going down because he put out that docuseries. And
what if, I mean,
he's all over it.
Everyone's saying that Diddy is going to get pardoned by Trump, but what if Trump sends him to Alligator Alcatraz?
It would not be a popular move for Trump to do that. I highly doubt that he will.
Alligator Alcatraz. He becomes the first person sent to Alligator Alcatraz.
Can you imagine if Trump really did pardon Diddy?
He wouldn't.
People would be outraged. And now you're saying there are claims that Diddy has gotten off of his serious charges because he's a CIA asset? I
saw people saying that, and what I felt was annoyance that people just say stuff like that. I'm picturing somebody, like, I'm picturing Diddy goes in and he's holding up his CIA badge, but I'm assuming that CIA agents don't carry badges.
Understood.
Yeah. Like, well, what did you say? You said that there was evidence. Look,
yes.
I imagine that everyone in Hollywood has talked to at least one CIA agent.
Well, prior to the criminal trial was the Rodney Jones lawsuit.
Yeah.
And when you read through that one, it's suggesting that Diddy has relationships with corrupt cops in LA. And that
100% believe it.
Create fake police reports when there is a crime scene. For instance, one that occurred allegedly in a music studio where shots were fired and his son was present. And then they reported it in the official police report, according to Rodney Jones, as a drive-by shooting, which is total bullshit.
You had a 20 there from Williams 858.
Happy birthday, Brett. And in relation to last night's episode, European politics even worse than Americans. We also have hurtled of years of spite to each other.
I mean, think about this, though. Like, we just talked about, this just gives me an excuse to bring it up, Bob Villain being banned from the U.S. because of, or having their visa revoked because of their comments. Mm-hmm. And then today we find out that Australia has banned Kanye because of his most recent song. Everyone's gonna ban everybody.
Yeah, well, I mean, I expect that
words.
from the Australian government. They don't have a concept of free speech or freedom of association.
Could have been worse. They could have arrested him when he got to town and sent him to a penal colony.
It was the Australian government that censored Lauren Southern from continuing her political career. They said in order to live there, she had to stop posting on social media altogether. Anyway, I had no idea there was this dedicated of a fan base for Diddy, but they were standing outside of the courthouse yesterday celebrating over the verdict and pouring baby oil all over themselves.
This would have been today, not yesterday. This would have been today.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Earlier today.
Today. Mm-hmm. This is so embarrassing. Like, of all the people to defend, why Diddy?
Johnson & Johnson.
No, play the rest of it.
Johnson & Johnson stock is now jumping the way that hand sanitizer jumped during COVID.
Yes!
What is wrong with these people?
Oh, big super chat there.
We just got a crisis party.
Thank you.
From drummer Happy B-Day Brett and also Hello Mary.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the crisis party. That should be going off any minute now.
Yeah. And then, of course, there are women were flashing their breastises, as they say.
I mean, we can show that. It is censored.
I mean, it's there.
Yeah.
Great.
It's just like, why?
Why?
Why are you?
Why are you doing
Get a job. Have some shame. Of all the people to defend this passionately, why Diddy? Why?
I can't think of it. Like, was there like a Johnny Depp version of this? Did they like go out in Jack Sparrow costumes after he was after he won? Did they do that?
Yeah.
That's embarrassing too.
Yeah, well, I mean, at least in Johnny Depp's situation, you could actually frame it as a success for him. He did actually win that ostensibly.
Yes.
Diddy is still looking at least a few years in prison for his charges.
I don't think he ends up spending a day in jail.
No?
I bet you
just
he ends
slap
up
on the wrist.
Slap on the
likely.
Like he'll pay a huge. I mean, maybe I'm the reason we don't cover these types of stories is like this is the genre. Like there's plenty of YouTubers, they call them law tubers, who know a lot about this type of stuff and can add real value to discussing the legal proceedings. We are not that. This is not that. I'm here to laugh at everybody making memes now. I did see this one. It says Diddy the second he gets home. Made me think of Dune.
He's switching out the baby oil for motor oil.
Then there was so many of them. This one.
So I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Look, it's a whole thing.
And it's so unserious, right? Like, it's crazy how this started out as such a somber,
real serious topic. And it's just devolved into, but the internet's going to internet.
Right.
And the thing is when 9,000 charges are laid against you, when 10, and by the way, he's not out of the woodwork yet because he's getting sued left and right in court that isn't criminal. And from what I understand, the legal threshold for being found guilty is way lower in that type of court.
Well, be found liable.
Yeah, liable.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Why aren't people treating this seriously? And I'm like dancing.
Thank you.
We have another 20 though from a battery Alex. Oh yeah, get stuffed with pierogies. Happy birthday, Brett. This show, including Steven Crowder, is the highlight of my days. You guys should try to get one of his people on as a guest.
That's a very good company to be in.
Which one, though?
Yeah.
Tell us who you want us to have on the show.
There's
Maybe
one
we
more
can
20.
make it happen eventually.
Corey Anderson.
Oh, I missed that
Says,
one.
happy birthday, Brett. Just so you know, once you are married, you are obligated to like every post OC ever makes. Woe be on your head if you are late. I know from 19 years worth of marriage going back to MySpace.
Wow.
Mary, sup? Yeah.
It's obligatory, yeah.
I mean, like, the thing is
bare
like
minimum.
On X, I don't always get, like, you know, some people you have to like follow, and then is there like a star system on X to make sure that you see everything of a specific person's post?
You get notifications for their posts.
Oh, see, my phone doesn't get any notifications at all.
But on Instagram,
wait, does that mean I get to tell
story.
Olivia, like, okay, let me know when you post something, that way I can like it?
Or you can just share logins on Instagram, and she can just log into your account and like all of her posts
and make one
from
of
your
those
account.
And make one of those like YouTube channels that's like Mike and Sarah.
Yeah.
And it's just a couple doing YouTube stuff. They make
Become
YouTube
an
shorts.
Influencer couple.
No.
I can think of nothing more
I can think
befitting.
of literally nothing worse for a relationship than doing something like that.
Yeah. I was obviously totally kidding about that.
All right. So again, like, this was a case that started very serious and devolved into me making jokes about Johnson & Johnson stock. And
yeah, it devolved into the word Diddy becoming a synonym for homosexual. It devolved into
Diddy Party becoming
QAnon
like a
level conspiracy theories. Freak off is now a slang word, and nobody actually knows any of the details of what was alleged against Diddy. And there are so many civil lawsuits filed against him that it is impossible to know what's true and what isn't. So it just kind of became information overload and got oversaturated, and we ended up just kind of ceasing our coverage of it because it all got way too lost in the weeds, and now that it's over, I guess we'll have to see what they do about sentencing.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media, and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.